Well, Nacho, thank you for bringing me here to this Car2go. But what's exactly Car2go?
Okay, well, Veronica, pleasure to be here. Happy to explain to you Car2go. So Car2go, in very simple words, it's a car sharing service launched by Daimler AG, who is the manufacturer of Mercedes, targeting European people that live in the cities that want to move around the city with convenience. That's basically the concept they came up with. Before moving forward, I think it's important that we understand the concept about how they came up with this. So Daimler, as I told you, it's a very well-known automobile manufacturer. They were in the traditional business in the sense that, well, you want a Mercedes, you want a Smart, and you go to one of their stores and get the car, to purchase the car. But in parallel, and that's a business they have, and they're doing really well, they realize that there is a new market trend which is becoming more and more relevant, which is what's called the sharing economy. Which is basically a pool of services in which you don't own the asset. You basically share and pay as you go with other pool of customers. So that was a big trend. They had very good references like Uber, and they said, well, this is something that we want to explore. So they did market research, and what they did, and I think they did a very good job, is they analyzed in full detail, okay, what was the profile of these urban users, and what's more important, what were they looking for, what were the motivations. So they realized that these people were basically looking for two different things. They were looking for convenience. That's the one thing they realized, and on top of that, they were looking for something which was no hassle, which was something very easy to use.
Wow, sounds really cool. But what is the value proposition of Car2go?
Okay, so as I mentioned before, the first thing we have to do in this case is we have a clear target group. We need to understand the motivation. So we said, well, it's convenient, and also it has to be no hassle. So the value proposition is built upon those two areas. Okay, so in terms of convenience and simplicity, something which is key. Okay, it's consistency in the service. It doesn't matter where you're using the service. It doesn't matter to me if you're in San Diego in the US or you're in Madrid in Spain. It should be very, very straightforward. You should always get the same experience. For being able to come up with something consistent, you need to simplify things. You need to simplify the service a lot. Okay, and in this regard, you need to go to the basic and make it right. So they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take one car, one model, which is very popular, which seems to work very, very well in the cities, which is the smart cars. In this case, the Smart 2 cars. Okay, and basically the service is going to be the same. You want the service, you will have the car. Again, it's going to be the same, and it's going to work. That's also important on a pay as you go basis. In the sense that if you use the car, you pay. If you don't use the car, you don't pay. So that's one of the axes. And the second thing, which again it's important, I think it made the difference for them in the mid and long run, was everything related to the user experience, the customer experience. But of course, it's not enough that you have the car, that the service is consistent. Everything has to be very, very easy to use, especially if you are going for a mass market. The best way that you can realize about this is registering in Car2go, and you will see. Anyway, let me describe briefly how's the user experience like. So the first thing you go to the website. You can access through your PC, smartphone, tablet. You register. It will take you, 3 minutes, 4 minutes to do that. Next thing you have to do is you have to go to one of the centers that have in the city, okay, just to validate your ID so that they know Veronica is Veronica. You give your credit card details and you're ready to go. Next thing you need to do, well, you just download your application in your mobile, okay? Doesn't matter to me the smartphone you have. You download it there, and basically the moment you need the service, well, you go to the application, you check out the cars available, you pick up one of them, the one which is more convenient to you, and the car is going to be reserved for you for 15 minutes. So you go to the car, you receive a PIN code, you just introduce the PIN code, the car will open for you, then you take the car, you use the car as much as you want, okay? Once you're done, you park the car, okay? You lock the car, and basically that's it. And the application will charge your credit card automatically based on the usage that you've done. And as you can see, very, very simple. Okay, everybody can definitely use it. Something which you might ask, it's, well, it seems impressive. They're incredibly smart people. They thought about everything. Well, it didn't work like that. And actually, in business, this is not possible in most occasions. And actually what they did is they came up with something which was good enough. And something they did very, very well is they were very, very close to the customers. You know, they were analyzing continuously what was the feedback from the users, so that to improve, so that to fine-tune, to come up with a better service, better value proposition. Let me give you an example. For instance, in the very beginning, these people thought, well, we're going to do something cool, something very innovative. Let's go for electric cars, you know, which are very trendy, and most likely everybody concerned about the environment in general, pollution, is going to be very, very happy with it. And they realized that they had many, many problems because they really struggled with charging the cars. There are not so much charging stations as they thought. So on the go, they took the feedback and basically replaced all the electric cars with gas cars. And I think it's an important learning, you know, that we need to keep close to customers. Even have a great concept, a great idea, we need to evolve. We need to keep on fine-tuning things. That was something they did really, really well.
Nacho, that sounds amazing. So, what were the results?
Well, the results are very, very impressive. It took them some time to get it right, but we take a look at the results they got in 2015. They have 1 million customers. They have more than 100,000 vehicles. They are present in 8 countries and 29 cities. And what's more important, people seem to be very, very satisfied in general with the service. And most likely, if you live in a city where Car2go is present, I'm pretty sure someone is telling you how good the service is and why you should take it. So I think that they've done a really, really good job.
Wow. And what do you think is next? What's coming next?
Well, quite a few things. Okay, so from their perspective, from Car2go perspective, I really think they need to keep on polishing the service. Again, this is connected to what I was explaining before, that you need to keep on listening to customers, you need to keep on evolving. So for instance, they might be having an issue in some cities, okay, where they are a bit overcrowded, in the sense that it's not so easy to find some cars when you really need them. So that's an example about things they need to polish and improve. And actually they became a kind of trendsetter in the automotive industry. Okay, and if you take a look, for instance, at BMW is now following. They're trying to copy paste what Daimler did. Okay, and they've launched their similar service, which is called Reach Now or Drive Now, depends on the country where you are. Okay, and another initiative we have now is coming from Audi, and Audi in this case is doing something more niche oriented. Okay, in the sense that they have a service called Audi at Home, or they're experimenting with the concept, okay, which is basically addressing high-end customers that live in luxurious condominiums, okay, where you can get luxurious high-end cars on demand. So it's very, very interesting what's happening in the industry, because you are basically covering all the market needs. As you can see, they have the traditional business, which is basically people that want to own the car. Now we have the car sharing, okay, which is very urban use, and also you have niche markets, which is basically what I'm explaining to you about Audi. So it's a very, very exciting market. We are to expect very many changes. Anyway, Car2go did a great job. They were the first mover, and they have an incredible service. I encourage you to use.
Thank you so much for everything and your time.
Okay, thank you. Pleasure.